let me give you why I think Bogota is and it's become hot, man. We've been getting a lot of requests. A lot of people are traveling to Bogota. But let me give you a 5 day itinerary. Now, day one, when you get there, check into your Airbnb. Most flights, well, I'm going to talk about the East Coast, right? Um, most flights, if you're flying on Spirit, JetBlue, American, Avianca, Latam, most flights are going to get you from the East Coast. You're going to get there before 4 p.m. In most cases, right? So you'll have time to check in. Then my recommendation on day one is to go to La Candelaria. It is in the historical section of the capital. They have beautiful, colorful neighborhoods. You get to visit La Plaza Bolivar and Botero's Museum. There's a lot to see there, and I highly recommend that you eat dinner at Andres Dese, which is probably one of the most famous Colombian fusion spots. Uh, Eat dinner there. Day two, it's all about Monserrate and museums, right? There in Monserrate is El Cerro de Monserrate is on the top of a mountain. There's a beautiful church there. You can shop there. There's a nice restaurant that you can eat there, especially in the evening time. But you get a beautiful panoramic view of the entire city of Bogota. You get to see the magnitude of how big the city is. Now, it is 3,000 meters up in the air. So it's going to depend the view is going to depend on the weather. If it's a cloudy day, if it's a rainy day, the visibility is going to be limited. But if it's a beautiful day, that's when I recommend you go there. There's two ways to get up there. You can get up there either by taking the stairs, climbing up there, which those that have some fitness, I recommend you do because there are shops and stuff as you climb up and it's an experience to say that you actually did that, right? Or you can take the funicular up to Monserrate. Those are the two ways to get there, and you can either climb up and come down funicular, but highly recommend you do that. Then after you visit Monserrate, then spend that's you can do that during the morning time, and in the afternoon go visit the museums in El Centro de Bogota, especially the Gold Museum, and then they have the history of their money, and you can see how the currency in Colombia was made, the different designs. It's pretty cool. And there's there's a lot of local restaurants, very, very inexpensive that I recommend you have lunch at and or dinner if you want to do that. And then visit probably the best bar type franchise that they have there, which is the Bogota Beer Company. It's a franchise; you'll find them everywhere. But go there, have a beer, eat some wings. It's really a good time. Now, day three, and I touched on this already, is a trip to Zipaquirá and visit the Salt Cathedral there. It's going to take you about, if you drive, it's going to take you about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to drive there. But I don't recommend you drive. There's an actual train that you can take from Bogota to Zipaquirá. I recommend you take the train. It's an old style caboose style train. Recommend you do that. You'll see people dress up. They sing. You'll get some entertainment there. You also get to see the countryside if you take that train. It'll drop you off in downtown. You can walk down. You can go to the plaza and walk up to the salt miners. It's a beautiful, beautiful town. Highly recommend you do that. Spend the day there and then take the train back. Much better than driving. Driving in Bogota is like driving in New York City, in Manhattan. Just to give you a point of reference, that's how it is there. But it's a historical town square there. It's really nice. Again, come back in the evening time. Now, day four. You can use it for markets and culture and food. So I recommend that in Usaquén, there's great breakfast. There's the Usaquén market. especially if you go there on the weekend, because on Sunday it's a big market. You can buy all sorts of things, very inexpensive. You can eat a lot of stuff there. Very nice. I would visit La Hacienda Santa Brava Mall. Again, it's a nice mall. There's several really nice malls. Most people visit the one in La Zona T and El Andino, but I don't recommend you shop in Andino because you're paying really retail prices. I mean, a lot of stuff there, even if the dollar is good, you're gonna pay more if you shop there. So go to Santa Barbara Mall. You're gonna shop and spend a lot less than if you go to Andino, where a lot of people go. A lot of people hang out in La Zona T. It's nice. I recommend La Zona T as well. But it's if you go to Bogota, the idea to go to Bogota is to really feel the culture, right? La Zona T, you're going to find a bunch of people like you, right? And you don't want to do that. Then the last day on day 5, I would there's a bicycle. Again, this is, I have this thing about bikes, right? If you watch the show, you know I do. You can take a bike tour. It's called the Graffiti Bike Tour. And you get to ride the bike all through a lot of the older sections of Bogota. You get to and you get they'll talk about the history of Bogota. You get to see they call it the graffiti tour because in Chapinero, that area there's a lot of graffiti. But it's a good area. It's a nice area to visit. I really like it. There's a restaurant there called Leo Cocina y Cava. It's a Michelin star restaurant there. Highly recommend you eat dinner there. Really nice. And then if you want to do some nightlife or whatever, then I recommend you go to La Zona T. You have some of the best clubs in Zona T. You also have them in Zona G or Zone G. You have some really nice restaurants there and some bars and nightclubs, but the majority of them are going to be in Zona T. Highly recommend you do that. Relax and then fly out the next morning. There's your itinerary. Hope this information was useful. If it was, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Love you guys. See you in the next one.